top of that, there's actually a third layer that people really are not that familiar with often, which is about our ability to kind of take part in the actual business process themselves, right? Allow you to become a little bit more flexible and dynamic in the way that you interact in the market through your applications and services. So this is actually kind of the advanced part of the class, right? And something that, you know, Red Hat has been doing for years and is up to the task of, and we work with many, like the Fortune 500 companies around.
Right.
And that's that idea of business automation, where technology-wise or methodology-wise, we might start talking about things like business rule management systems, where if I hard code all of my business logic, the way that I want to react to scenarios inside of my applications,
Yeah, good luck.
then anytime I want to change my business, that means I've got to get developers to go and change those applications and services.
Yeah.
And now think of an environment that's 5 years old. Are the same developers there? Was that software well versioned? Was it well documented? Those changes might be very difficult to make. If I want to change my environment, maybe what I wanted was a set of rules, right, that were defined in combination between the business analysts and the application developers themselves and the business owners.
Pretty much the same flexibility rules that the operations person wants to say, if I'm going to deploy a lab with 12 VMs, here's the template.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a really good analogy, right? So in that layer, that cloud management platform layer, where I can define policy on how operational practices are put into place, right, or how they're actually, I guess, executed, right? The same thing exists, like Shane is saying. Business rule management systems allow for kind of the centralized collection of a set of rules that represent how the business wants to behave under certain scenarios. Once I remove that from the application code itself, I have a place so I can start to dynamically change.
Okay.
Right? A good example of that might be, you know, parcel delivery, or something like being a service provider, like a cable company.
Well, yeah.
Things are changing, we better be able to change with it.
And it's the same with the IoT deployment too in the rail industry. If you have a second rail or have a partner rail train on the rail, you know, how do you deal with that data? So I really do get it now. You know, it's more than just an OS company. You can definitely drive towards more of an infrastructure space, provide all the capabilities from not only a developer and virtualization space, but also the administrator and the ops to manage the full scale. Moving into the stack, I want to get out of my day-to-day operations, but enable a catalog so that people can consume while I'm busy doing other more important things.
Yeah.
And also leverage some of the capability that the developers have in the OpenShift and the container space, reuse it in ops, and do that drive-through. And then finally get into the business part of the whole world and say, how can I make the changes, or how can I enable those changes in the business flow so that I can drive the time to market much higher.
That's right, and just be more reactive to your customer needs, right? At the end of the day, that's what we want. That's what we probably all want.
That's cool. Well, thank you, sir.